Hi everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at a potential 2020 election matchup between Donald Trump, the Republican, and Joe Biden, the Democrat. So let's get right into it. So as for victories for Joe Biden, we think that he would win Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, New Mexico, Illinois, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia, and New York, and that first district in the state of Maine. As for Donald Trump, Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, most of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and West Virginia. So all of these states we think would be into their column by 15% or more. So now we're going to be going and taking a look at what do we think are the leaning and likely states. So starting off with some of the likely states we think Joe Biden might be able to pull out of the bag. We think Colorado at this point is a pretty safe bet. Hillary Clinton was able to carry it. Democrats have carried Colorado. Since 2008, it's consistently voted blue in the 2018 midterm elections. At this point, Colorado, we think, is likely to go over into the Joe Biden column. Okay, next we're going to be taking a look at the state of Virginia. So Virginia, we again think it's likely Democrats have, like Colorado, pulled this out of the bag quite a few times now. In addition, they flipped a big amount of seats in 2017 and 2018. In 2017, they flipped a Republican supermajority into a one-seat majority for the Republicans, which is quite a feat. And they also flipped, I believe, 3 House races, if I remember correctly. They flipped Virginia 10, the Barbara Comstock seat. They flipped Virginia 7, and they flipped Virginia 2. So, we see Virginia going into the Democratic column. Maine at large, we think, also goes into the Democratic column. Clinton was able to carry it. We don't think it's going to be an issue for many Democrats, along with the state of New Hampshire. So, next we're going to be taking a look at the Trump states, so the likely states we think Trump would be able to pull out. We think Ohio at this point likely to go to Donald Trump by about 6 percentage points. At this point, Ohio's a relatively safe bet to go into the Trump column. Nebraska second, we also think, along with no more states. And then as for the leaning states for Trump, we think a lot of states, like the states of Arizona, would be able to go into the Trump column. Now we're going to be talking about the South. So the South, many people say Joe Biden will be able to do well there, given the African-American presence. However, I'm just not buying that in a general election. Yes, they will turn out for Joe Biden. I think Trump will be able to counter that claim, and he'll be able to pull out of the bag the states of Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. He was able to carry all 3 of this trio in 2016. Republicans did well in all 3 of those states in 2018. We think Trump will be able to win all 3 of these states in 2020. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the state of Wisconsin. We think Wisconsin would actually be able to go into the Trump column. Yes, I do see the argument for Joe Biden. I just don't think it'll be enough for him to be able to pull this one out at the end of the day. I do see the argument for Joe Biden, the Rust Belt. I just don't think it'll be able to excite enough Democrats. Clinton lost it in 2016. Being an establishment Democrat, we think the same will be able to happen to Joe Biden. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the state of Iowa. We think this one as well, narrowly into the Trump column. His approval rating's not very good there, but at the end of the day, we think he will actually be able to pull that one out. Next, for Joe Biden, the state of Nevada, at this point, it's relatively a safe bet to be able to go into that Joe Biden column. So we do think that would, at the end of the day, go into the Biden column with that Latino vote, and also given the Democrat success there in 2018. Okay, next we're going to be taking a look at the state of Minnesota. The Trump campaign thinks they can pull it out. I don't see it. They weren't able to carry it in 2016, and that was a good year for the Republicans. We don't think they'll be able to carry it in 2020. Amy Klobuchar overwhelmingly won in Minnesota in 2018. Tina Smith overwhelmingly won in 2018. Democrats now have control of most of those Minnesota House seats. So we do think Minnesota is going to be moving into the Joe Biden column. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Michigan and Pennsylvania. We think at the end of the day, these actually will flip with Wisconsin. We actually think that these can go to Joe Biden. He will be able to pick those two up very narrowly. We just think that all of that, I don't think the Democrats will know that they're going to make the same mistake in 2016 as they did in 2020. So I do think that Michigan and Pennsylvania both narrowly go to Joe Biden. And finally, that second district in Maine, Joe Biden still wins the at-large and the first, but Trump narrowly takes home the second district in Maine, which wins him the election 270 to 268. So a close election, but Trump narrowly pulling that one out. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down your suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.